Hello, it's Wendy from Veil Hypnosis here, and the video that you're about to watch is a quit smoking session that I did a couple of days ago. It is quite a long session, but it's worth watching right till the end. So I hope you enjoy the video and I will see you at the other end. Right. I'm full of cold at the moment, so I apologise if I start coughing.
That's fine.
I've got my soothers, so I'll probably be sucking on these for most of it. But yeah. So have you ever had hypnosis before? Anything like hypnosis?
Yes. At the beginning of last year, I got offered some free sessions by a lady. There was this site set up called Help Bank, and it was people offering their time and services to people who were not doing so well. And she put up a couple of adverts for this like hypnosis/hypnotherapy. And I was going through some stuff at the time. And the first time I saw it, I didn't answer her. And then she posted again a couple of days later saying, "No one's taken me up on this. Would anybody be interested?" And I was like, "Well, okay, I'll have a go." And I went to see her, and it was to do with some real challenging stuff that I'd been through as a nipper that I was trying to process. And she did some stuff with me and sort of took me back and was doing some work with me about all those things. And it was bloody amazing, actually. I came out feeling incredible, and it did so much for me. I can't even tell you.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like you had a good experience.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of hypnotherapy she was practicing, but the way I work, I don't work with scripts. So a lot of hypnotherapists, they work with scripts. They'll put you into a very relaxed state. They'll, take you down to a beach or through a forest or whatever. And they basically then spend the whole time giving you positive messages rather than actually getting into the root of what you need to get into to make the changes that you want to make. The hypnosis that I practice is very much the opposite of that. It's not a passive experience. You will be fully participating in all of what we do today.
Okay.
It may well bring out some things that you've not thought about for a while, that you've not kind of considered have been causing an issue. But we need to get those bits and pieces out in order to then break the habit, break the cycle that you're in at the moment. And obviously the reason why we're here today is for your smoking cravings, which we're going to knock on the head. By the end of this session, you will not have any cravings. They'll be gone.
I'm very pleased to hear that.
They'll be gone. So I'm going to just take you through what I do with every client, just because it may be that the way I work is different to the way that the other lady that you saw works. So I just need to kind of explain the process to you. So with the brain, we're working with very simplistically, we're working with two sides of the brain. So the left side of the brain is to do with all your logic, your numbers, your learning, and the right side of the brain is to do with all your creativity and your emotions. And if there's a conflict between those two sides, so if there's a conflict between your logic and your emotions, so at the moment the conflict is the logic of I'm not smoking anymore, and the emotion is saying but I want to. Yeah,
that's about it.
So what you've got is the logical side of the brain is being suppressed by the emotion. A more kind of general explanation of that would be a time when you've had an argument with somebody, and right in the middle of the argument you're not really thinking about what you're saying, you're just saying things because the logical side of the brain is being suppressed by the emotion in the argument. As soon as that argument is over, you kind of walk away, give yourself sort of 10 minutes or so to calm down. This emotion lifts, the logical brain comes back online, and you go, oh shit, what did I say that for? We've all done it.
My house, Wendy, like
we've all done it. It's that's just the way that our minds work. So what we kind of need to do is to whatever this overlying emotion is, we need to lift it. So that's what we're going to do. What with the other thing we have? Let me just get my little toy.
Ooh.
What's that? Oh, I'm not prepared. It's a Sunday morning. I'm not prepared.
No one's prepared on a Sunday morning.
No, not when they're full of cold as well.
No.
Right, so we also have within our mind, we have our very basic survival centre, our most primitive survival centre, and that's the amygdala.
Yes.
And this is my little representation of an amygdala.
I
And
love
it sits in the background the whole time, scanning to see if there's any danger, any threats to us. So it's basically going, is this going to kill me? Is it going to hurt me? Do I need to run away from it, etc.? And then when it finds a threat or a perceived threat, so think of when you're watching a scary movie and you get that jump scare, the amygdala goes poof.
Yeah.
And it starts firing off all of those stress hormones, the cortisol, the adrenaline, all of those chemicals that we need to prepare us to fight it, run away from it, or find somewhere to bloody hide.
Yes. I've been learning about all of this recently, and I've decided that mine is very hyperactive.
Do you know what? This day and age, most people's are, because we don't know how to switch it off. And this is where I'm getting to next. So what can happen when we have too much stimulus with this, stressful things that happen throughout our life, they get stuck. So rather than it closing back down and just doing this little scanning thing, it's kind of stuck here. So you're constantly getting all of those stress hormones. You're constantly getting, you are hypervigilant, as you just sort of said. So what we need to do is almost get it to open up, so spike it, and then pull out the stuff that's preventing it from closing back down.
Interesting.
One of the reasons why we have the habits and addictions that we have is because it's a way of coping with this not actually shutting down properly. Yeah. So can't promise that we'll get it completely closed, but we'll certainly pull some shit out that's stopping it from working properly. I'm not beating about the bush, mincing my words. Right, last little thing.
Yeah.
So if you imagine that you are a pressure cooker, so this is you. This is you as a pressure cooker. You've got the fires of life underneath, so that's everything that happens to you. And at the bottom here, you've got that fight, flight, freeze mechanism. So we need a little bit of pressure in there just to keep us going, just to keep us alive. But things happen throughout our lives. So you change schools when you're a kid and you don't like the new school you go to. The dog dies, granny dies, your parents maybe split up, you have your exams at school, maybe there's an important one that you don't do quite so well in that you wanted to, you start driving, maybe have a car accident, all these things, maybe you get divorced, moving house, all of these things that happen that can then cause our stress levels to go right up to the top. And what can happen is all of this gets stuck, so that you can't release the pressure, and you've got no resilience there. There's no space. What we need to do with the hypnosis is just to open the valve at the top, release some of those past stressors, so that we can bring that down a bit, so that you've got this space and this resilience, so that you're able to then actually cope with the next thing that comes along that brings it back up again.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay, beautiful. I like it when things make sense. So with hypnosis, as you've already had hypnosis before, I'm going to go ahead and kind of assume that you're not concerned about it. Some people are concerned. They're worried that they'll get stuck in hypnosis, or that it's an unnatural state to be in. It's not. We all go into a form of hypnosis every day, pretty much all day, every day. We go in and out of hypnosis. So if you think about times when you're watching a TV show and you're really into it, and somebody will talk to you, and you're aware they've spoken, but you didn't actually take in what they said. That's because you're so focused on the television. That's a form of hypnosis. Driving from, a drive that you do sort of frequently, and you go from the house to work or something like that, and you don't remember, actually by the time you get to work you don't remember the journey at all. That's another form of self-hypnosis, because you're focusing on something else. You're not aware of what's going on around you. So that's all hypnosis is. It's just a concentrated form of focus. And once we get you into that state of very concentrated focus, we can then use your imagination to make all the changes that you're wanting to make today.
Okay.
That all makes sense?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so cravings. When was the last cigarette you had?
Wednesday night.
Okay, so it's been 5 days. And are you using any replacements?
No.
Good girl. Fantastic. That's what we want to hear, because replacements can be a little bit, a bit of a kind of, they don't necessarily help, put it that way.
I just think it's prolonging the agony, to be fair.
It is. And you know, the fact that nicotine is gone within sort of 1 to 3 days, if you're using a replacement, all you're doing is just keeping that nicotine going. But I don't know if you're aware, but cravings are psychological, they're not physical. So the fact that nicotine is gone, it's not like a, I'm not saying it's not a serious addiction, because it is, but it's not a physical addiction. It's not something that, you know, you don't get physical symptoms from coming off of cigarettes. So you don't get the shakes or all of those kind of the sweats and all of that you would get from a physical withdrawal from something.
Okay.
You're getting a psychological craving. You're getting that feeling of, I want a cigarette. So last cigarette was about 4 or 5 days ago, we said. Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong is your craving at the moment?
Well, I mean, the first couple of days, because it was Thursday and Friday were the first couple of days, and I honestly didn't really think about anything else all day. I'm not gonna. Yesterday I was at work 1 till 9. Now my work, I've only been in my job about 4 months. I work for the mental health recovery service. It's a pretty full-on job. Yep. I went in yesterday, I worked 1 till 9, and I was fine the whole time I was at work, which is weird because normally I smoke quite a lot at work. And then I came home and couldn't stop thinking about it and was really cross with myself because I'd been really chuffed because I'd not really thought about it at all. Yeah. But then I have been using this as a crutch for about 25 years. Of course, yeah. So it's, you know, it's fairly ingrained, I think. And I don't know, like last night my husband was out with his mates on the beer, and my daughter gets really anxious when he goes out on the beer because she's got a really bad fear of sick. And she's always concerned that whenever anybody drinks that they might be sick. So she was getting really anxious last night, which was making me really antsy. And then I just don't think it, I think that all made me go, whoa! Yeah. Okay, so that actually proves my point that it's not a physical craving, that what you're feeling is not a physical thing, it's a psychological thing that you've been able to, when you've been at work and for the first couple of days, you've been able to completely put it out of your mind. But it's only when you're then in a situation where you probably would have had the habit more, or you've got more mind space to think about it, that's when it's coming back. So that just proves my point that it's not physical, it's psychological. Even the first couple of days, which is why we can do it. Yeah, well, the first couple of days I did think about it quite a lot, but it didn't get unbearable till about 7 o'clock, and I suppose I would always smoke more in the evenings, and so it's habit, I think, more than anything else. Yeah, absolutely is. So thinking about it right now, that craving that you've got, on that scale of 1 to 10, where is it sitting? Well, at the moment, it's not too bad. At the moment, I'd probably, I mean, I have thought about it several times this morning, but I'm in the mornings, I'm probably floating around about a 3. Okay. Would you smoke more as you go on through the day, would you normally? Yeah, probably. I might have, you know, one before I left the house and one on my way to work or whatever, or whatever I was doing, but then not so much. But it tends to crack in sort of mid-afternoon tea time, and then by about 7 o'clock, I'm rocking backwards and forwards and myself for deciding ever to smoke. Worst. Where is it at its worst? Oh, I'm at like 11. Okay. Okay.
And where do you feel, where in your body is the craving feeling? Is it up here? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Where do you
That's
feel
a
it?
really good question. I guess it probably centres around here. I've noticed I've been clenching my jaw loads, and that
Okay.
is kind of annoying me more than anything else, because I just can't stop doing that. And then that in itself is making me feel stressed. And I'm going, well, perhaps if I could stop feeling like I was chewing my face off, then I wouldn't feel so stressed, you know?
Okay, yeah. So if you had to picture the craving as a ball spinning,
Yeah.
which direction is it spinning in?
Ooh. It's the ball within me.
Yes.
Is it like
the craving is yeah, we're gonna play with that in a minute, but I need to know which direction it's spinning.
I think backwards this way.
Backwards. Okay. What I want you to do is imagine getting hold of that ball of craving, pulling it out,
Yeah.
and then spinning it forwards.
Okay.
And spin it faster.
Okay.
And spin it faster.
Okay.
And now see, now it's going so fast and you're seeing sparks flying off it.
Okay.
And like sprinkles and sparks and fireworks and faster and faster and faster until it's an absolute blur.
Yeah.
Now put it back in.
Okay.
Try and locate that craving for me now.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. I feel kind of peaceful here now.
Perfect. Spot on.
It's bloody clever, Wendy, isn't it?
It's amazing what a few words can do. And I've not even started with the hypnosis yet.
Yeah, but it's just like the mind is so powerful, isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
amazing.
So, tell me, what are your top 3 reasons for stopping smoking? What's your main reason?
I've got so many. I'll tell you, my main reason for giving up smoking is that I have been doing a lot of reading about trauma and the effects of trauma on your body.
Okay.
And I've had this massive revelation about your nervous system and all the things it does for you and all the you know things that it does again. And my nervous system is chronically living in a absolutely hypervigilant, strung out state. And I decided that maybe a really sensible thing for me to do to help my nervous system would be to stop giving it things that make it peak and trough all the time.
Yeah.
And I think smoking is a massive one of those. So I'm
trying. Because of course, smoking is a stimulant. A lot of people say, well, they smoke to relax, but it's a stimulant. So you can't physically relax while you're full of that nicotine. It makes you more jittery, if anything.
Yeah. It's a stimulant, but also a depressant, isn't it? So it's not, and depending on where you are on the thing. And it's amazing because I bought a Fitbit and my heart rate's dropped by like 10 beats per minute since I haven't been smoking.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So that's my main.
You're no longer pumping your body full of that stimulant. Yeah. So what's your secondary reason for stopping?
Well, my health, my health and my immune system and my teeth and all the physical things that.
Yeah. And your third reason for stopping?
Well, I just feel like it's a thing that I want to be free of. I don't want to be beholden to something else that costs me money and doesn't do me any favors. And
you don't want the cigarettes to control your life anymore? No, absolutely. So I've got a new protocol that I'm just learning how to use now. So you're slightly a bit of a guinea pig, I'm afraid. So let's go more into that, the stopping the hypervigilant state, stopping the stimulant side of things. So what will you gain, or what have you gained by stopping that habit, by stopping the cigarettes? What have you noticed in those 4 or 5 days that we can build on?
I guess even though it has been something that's made me feel a little bit, tangy, I have noticed a more increased sense of peace. I don't, like I said about my heart rate going down and things like that, I do feel more still, and I don't, I'm enjoying not having to run off outside and have a cigarette when things get stressful, and again, I guess not being beholden to it, that makes me feel more peaceful. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's then taking us down to the control again, which I think it's more about that control. You're more in control of your own responses. You're more in control of what you're doing on a minute to minute basis. You're not being controlled by the cigarettes.
Yes.
And you wouldn't allow yourself to be controlled by somebody else. So it's normal, it's natural that you wouldn't want to be controlled by another object. But that's what's been happening for you, isn't it? Over the last 25 years, you've been controlled by that little box. You've allowed yourself to be controlled by cigarettes, but taking back control, you've done a really good job so far of taking back that control and keeping your control. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want you to imagine a large pack of the cigarettes that you would normally smoke. And I want you to imagine it to be about 4 feet tall.
Yeah, all right. Okay. It's larger than I was going, but okay.
Yeah, no, it needs to be kind of the size of a small human.
Okay, all right.
Give it some arms and legs.
Yeah.
And hands. And at the top, give it a head and a face. And I want you to imagine that this packet of cigarettes has got the face of the person you dislike most in the whole world. That could be anybody. It could be Boris Johnson. It could be just putting names in there. It could be.
It definitely is Boris Johnson.
I mean, that's my immediate go-to. But
I'm right there with you, Wendy.
So I want you to imagine that this is the face of somebody that you never, ever, ever want to see ever again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I want you to imagine that packet of cigarettes with that face, pointing one of its fingers at you and saying in its horrible voice, "You think you can stop smoking? But I can make you smoke. I can control you." Just imagine that packet of cigarettes saying that. This is something that you don't want to hear, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to hear this because you're now back in control. You're taking control. You've already taken control. And this packet of cigarettes is nothing. But it has that, it thinks that it can still control you.
No.
So now I want you to take control of that packet of cigarettes. And I want you to shrink it. Shrink the hands, the arms, the legs. Face will disappear. Make it smaller and smaller and smaller until it's the size of a normal packet of cigarettes that you're holding in the palm of your hand. Make it even smaller. Take it down to the size of a 10p piece. Make it smaller. Down to the size of a pea. Can you see that packet of cigarettes on the end of one finger now?
Yep.
Like a pea on the end of one finger.
Yep.
And what I want you to do is take your thumb over that packet of cigarettes and just squash it like you would squash a bug. Really, really mash it down, squash it and squeeze it and just thoroughly destroy it.
Yep.
And then I want you to flick any remaining cigarette packet off your fingers. That's it. Wipe your fingers. That's it. Flick it away.
So dirty.
That's it. It is. It's horrible. And you've now destroyed that. That can never come back. You've now completely taken control. And you will never, ever, ever allow that packet of cigarettes ever to control your life ever again. Because you know you've got the power
in my pocket of, I mean, it's not actual cigarettes I smoke, it's rolling tobacco I smoke. So I've done the whole thing with rolling tobacco. But who'd have thought that imagining Boris Johnson's face on my rolling tobacco would have had such a powerful effect?
Whatever works.
Yeah, totally.
But now you've done that and you're in complete control. And if ever you get that thing of, just remember what you did to that packet and that pouch of tobacco. You squished it up and mashed it up and just, that's gone now.
I will, thank you.
You will never ever have that taking control of your life ever again. Right, now we'll get to the hypnosis. Okay, so what I want you to do is, hang on, let me get to the right page. Actually, I'm not going to use that anymore because I don't think I need to. Right, what I want you to do is put both hands together for me like that. Just raise them up just a little bit higher, that's it. Rub them together. You're going to get some energy going because all we are is energy.
Yep.
So we just want to get some energy going. Clasp your fingers together for me. And then bring up the first two fingers, the ones that are next to your thumbs. That's it. Just separate them a little bit. That's it. And I want you to just focus on the gap between your fingers.
Okay.
And as you focus on the gap between your fingers, you'll start to feel those fingers will start to draw together. And that's your hypnosis, your very powerful hypnosis. Just taking control of those fingers and drawing them together. And just allow that to happen. Allow your hypnosis to kick in now to draw those fingers together. That's it. That's perfect. And as that hypnosis has drawn those fingers together, it will start to spread down your hands, through your arms, over the top of your shoulders, over the top of your head, and coming down your forehead now and into your eyes. And as that hypnosis starts to run through your fingers, your hands, your arms, over your shoulder, over the top of your head, into the back of your eyes, your eyelids will feel heavier and heavier and heavier. And just allow that hypnosis, your very, very powerful hypnosis, to wash now from the top of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet and all the way back up again. As a calming, peaceful wave of energy, taking you deeper inside yourself. Just allowing that hypnosis to take you deeper and deeper and deeper. And what you can do now, Lorna, is you can just, in a moment, test this. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. However, your hypnosis, your powerful hypnosis, is going to keep those eyes closed down, locked down, stuck down. So much so that you won't actually want to open your eyes. But I just want you to give it a go now. Just try to open your eyes for me. That's it. That's perfect. Okay, you can stop trying now. And as you allow your hypnosis, your powerful hypnosis, just to wash through you even more, flowing through you, washing over your whole body, you can now let it take you on a magical, mystical journey. And as you set forth on this magical, mystical journey, your arms and your hands will just relax down into your lap, nice and slow. That's it. And as you're taken away on this wonderful journey, this journey that's going to take you to a magical place, a perfect place, a place that's all yours, where you're in complete control and where you can make any changes that you want to make today. Just allow yourself now to float off, drift off on that magical journey to that magical place, that wonderful place, that place that's just for Lorna, where you're fully in control and you can make all the positive changes that you want to make today. And when you get there, just give me a little nod so that I know that you're there. Fabulous. And now in this special place of yours, Lorna, this place where you're perfectly safe and you're fully in control, I'd like you to have a look and find any negative feelings, images, thoughts, emotions, or sensations. That's any negative feelings, images, thoughts, emotions, sensations. Any negative feelings, images, thoughts, emotions, or sensations that you've been holding on to, that have been holding you back. Anything negative from the past few days, weeks, months, or years that you've been holding on to that have been holding you back. Anything from the past few weeks, months, or years that you've been holding on to that's been holding you back. Anything at all from the past few weeks, months, years, all the way back to when you were a small child. Anything negative that you've been holding on to that is no longer serving you, that you no longer need, that you can now bring to the surface and release and let go. Just allow those negatives to come up to the surface peacefully and calmly, so that we can let them go. That's it, doing really well, Lorna. Doing really well. That's it. Beautiful. That's it. I want you to particularly look for anything related to smoking, anything related to cigarettes that you no longer need. That's no longer helping you. That's it. Well done. And when you're ready, Lorna, when you know you've done enough for now, but only when you know that you've done enough for now, you can open your eyes and just feel brand new. Anything particular come up? You don't need to tell me if it's upsetting, but
No, a couple of things came sort of beaming in that I did not expect to be things that I was thinking about at that time.
People or situations?
Coping mechanisms, I suppose.
Okay.
Things like, well, something that I had a sudden thought about was my chronic people pleasing.
Okay. Yeah.
which I thought was really interesting, because actually it's a similar kind of thing, isn't it? You know, squashing yourself down
Yeah.
to make things easier, but also it's kind of the same. I don't know, it's related to smoking in a way that it is using things to squash bits down for the sake of.
Yeah. Bear with me just a
Do
moment.
you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out how to put into words that they are similar, and I can't figure
Yeah.
it out.
No, I do. Okay, so don't try and use words. What
Okay.
colour is that mechanism?
Cool.
First colour that comes to mind.
Blue.
Blue. And where in your body is that blue?
It's in my solar plexus.
Okay. All right. I'm going to put my hand underneath your solar plexus.
Okay.
And I'm going to push all of that blue all the way up through your chest, all the way up. Let it come up through your head now, past your chin. That's it. Up to the top of your head, and that valve that we talked about before is going to open up and let that blue flood out now. Let it go.
I can really feel that.
Yeah, let it go. That needs to go. Let it go. And that's just going to continue. We're going to leave that valve open. That's just going to continue to just drift away peacefully and calmly. It will just continue to flow out until it's all cleared. Okay, and that will just continue to go over the next few hours. So just allow it to go. Anything else come up? That needs looking at a bit closer?
I mean, there's a few other things in there that are kind of a work in progress anyway.
Okay.
But in a good way, like, you know, I have made considerable progress, but they still are in there.
Yeah.
In a manageable way. The main thing I found myself thinking about was this kind of need to take hold of the piece that is mine and
Yeah.
stop feeling like it is being controlled by external sources and things that aren't mine.
Yes. So not taking on other people's stuff and not allowing your peace of mind and your peace of body, spirit, to be altered by other people's stuff.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Which I guess is particularly poignant since I've started working in a job where I work with other people who are really struggling, you know. I'm a bit spongy like that.
Okay. When we finish, I'm going to give you a tapping sequence that you can do every morning just to get your energy in the right alignment, so that it will make it easier for you to deflect other people's rubbish. It'll make your energy much stronger and your energy flowing in the right direction, so you'll be able to get rid of other people's rubbish much easier. And that in itself will enable you to feel like you've got much more control over your own stuff.
Thank you.
Because it won't be flooding in with other people's. Right. What I would like you to do is just alter your camera slightly so that I can see your hands.
Okay.
Maybe prop them up on a pillow or something just to raise them up a little bit.
Good thinking. No.
Can't see them.
Hands.
Okay, perfect. Now turn them up for me. And just move them slightly, move your elbows slightly back, just a little bit. Yes, that will do. Lovely. Right. So what I'm going to do in a moment, I'll put you back into hypnosis, and then I'm going to talk directly to your unconscious, and your unconscious will be able to communicate with me through finger signals.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So.
Like this.
That's it. Yep. Lovely. Okay. So take a nice deep breath for me. Close your eyes, and as you breathe out, just take yourself all the way back down to that special place of yours. That magical place. That perfect place. That place that's built just for you. Where you can do anything at all that you want to do. And you can make any changes that you want to make. And what I want you to do is take another really good deep breath for me. And as you breathe out, just allow yourself to go deeper and deeper this time. That's it. Even deeper. Take another deep breath. And as you breathe out, going deeper and deeper, 10 times deeper, 20 times deeper. One more deep breath. And as you breathe out this time, 100 times deeper. Deeper than you've ever been before. Okay. And what I'd like to do now is I'd like to talk directly to Lorna's unconscious mind. Directly to Lorna's subconscious mind. And what I'd like Lorna's unconscious, subconscious mind to do is to just give me a signal on either hand for the answer yes. Wiggle a finger, wiggle a thumb. Just give me an answer for yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for talking to me today, for allowing me to communicate with you for Lorna's highest good. And now, with a signal on the other hand, on the opposite hand, please give me a signal for no. I want to thank you for the very great effort you're making today in helping Lorna. Would you be able to give me that signal again today? On that other hand, that signal for no. Is that the thumb moving? On that other hand, could you signal yes if it's the thumb moving on the other hand? Okay. I'd like to once again thank you very much for the effort that you're making in communicating with me today. Can I once again just check the signal for yes? Could you give me the signal for yes? That's fantastic, thank you. Unfortunately, I'm having difficulty picking up the signal for no. I got it that time. Thank you very, very much. That was a very strong signal. Thank you. So, talking directly to Lorna's subconscious, unconscious mind again. Lorna's here with me today because she wants to stop smoking. And you all know the reason why she wants to stop smoking. So there must be some part of your mind that's controlling the craving and the urge to smoke. And I'd like the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, to turn those finger signals that we've just established over to that part of Lorna that is controlling the craving and that wants in some way Lorna to continue to smoke. Would you be able to do that for me now, please? Yes, thank you so much. I'd like to thank this part of Lorna for communicating with me. And I'd like to ask the part that's been responsible for the craving and for Lorna continuing to smoke. I'd like that part to tell me that it's been doing this, that it's been allowing this craving because it believed that it was for Lorna's good and benefit. Is that right? Okay. So I saw that as a yes signal. Is that correct? Could you repeat that signal for me? You believe that this smoking is for Lorna's benefit? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So when Lorna first started smoking, did it seem like it was the right thing to do at the time? Yes or no? Yes, okay. And now we're in 2021, we're 25 years beyond when Lorna started smoking. Does it still seem like the right behaviour at this time in Lorna's life? Yes or no? Does it feel like this behaviour, that this smoking should continue for Lorna's own good? Yes or no? I believe I picked up a signal for no. Would you be able to repeat that signal for me, please? Just make it a little stronger. I got that time. Thank you very much. So, have you been allowing Lorna to continue to smoke out of habit? Yes or no? Okay. So I'd like now to ask the creative part of the mind, the part of the mind that has the abilities to come up with new ways of behaving. Would the creative part of the mind now be willing to help you become free of that old behaviour, of that old habit? Yes, fantastic. Thank you so much. So if the creative part of the mind now can accept responsibility for coming up with 3 new healthy habits, 3 new healthy ways of responding in those situations where Lorna would previously have had a cigarette. Can you do that now for me? can you come up with 3 healthy ways that Lorna can respond instead of smoking? And can you just signal to me on either hand when you've come up with those 3 ways? Can you make that signal a little bit stronger for me, please? Fantastic. Thank you so much. And can you now begin to start these new healthy strategies and help Lorna become totally free of that old habit that she no longer needs? And can you help the part of Lorna that was keeping the habit going to find a new, healthy way to help Lorna in the future? Yes, thank you so much. Is there any part of Lorna now that wishes to object to these new habits, these new healthy behaviours? Please make yourself known now. Okay. These new ways of behaving, these new habits and behaviours, these new strategies that you have in place, are any of them in any way harmful? Yes or no? No. Thank you so much. Good. Okay. Let's put those behaviours in place now, so that when this session is over, they become automatic. So that Lorna doesn't have to think about them, she'll just do them as they come. And I'd like to thank all parts of Lorna's mind. I'd like to thank her subconscious, unconscious, very, very much for allowing me to speak with you today, for allowing me to communicate with you. And I believe now that all parts of Lorna are working together to help her create a new, healthier, happier future without the need for any kind of cigarette, tobacco, or nicotine. Okay, Lorna, we're now going to use a technique to fully saturate every part of your mind and body with a suggestion. And I want you to help me with this. I want you to mentally repeat this suggestion to me as you hear it. You don't need to say it out loud, just mentally repeat it. And the more forcefully you mentally repeat it, the more effective it will be. So let's begin. I am now a non-smoker. I'll be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. And I want you to continue to repeat this to yourself. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. Getting stronger and stronger with every time you repeat it. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. As you continue to repeat, the message becomes stronger and stronger. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. Feel the suggestion sinking into every part of your body, every part of your mind. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. I want you to repeat that to yourself again and again and again, getting louder and louder until you're shouting it to the world from inside your mind. I am now a non-smoker and I will be a non-smoker for the rest of my life. Lorna, when you know that that suggestion is firmly anchored in every part of your body, every cell, every atom, you can take yourself back to your happy place, your perfect place, that place where you know you can make the changes that you need to make. And when all is calm and peaceful again, just give me a nod so that I know you're ready to carry on. Okay. As you're sat or stood or floating in your happy place, feeling calm and peaceful, feeling relaxed, feeling like you can do anything at all. I want you to recall a time when you felt wonderful, when you felt absolutely in control of your life, and where everything seemed possible. This could be a time when you were a child, happily playing on a sunny afternoon. Or it could be a time in your adult life when you felt unstoppable. Maybe an event, a celebration, just a wonderful, happy time. A time that makes you smile on the inside and brings a warm feeling. And as you recall that wonderful time, I want you just to nod your head yes when you've got it. Okay. So what I want you to do now is just, as we did with the ball at the beginning, notice which direction that feeling is spinning. And spin it faster in that same direction. And by spinning faster, we increase the feeling. We magnify the feeling. We take that feeling, that wonderful feeling, and we make it bigger and brighter and even more wonderful. That's it. And what I want you to do is just find some way of anchoring that feeling. Have a word or a colour and anchor that feeling to that word or colour. And as you're anchoring this feeling, you'll notice it grows stronger and stronger. And are you able to tell me, Lorna, what colour or word you've used as your anchor?
Red.
Red. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So what I want you to do is enhance that red. Make it the most vibrant, beautiful red that you've ever seen. Make it glitter and shine. That's it. Really make that red absolutely perfect. And every time you picture this red, every time you hear the word red, that feeling, that wonderful feeling will grow inside you. Just for a moment, Lorna, I just want you to notice the seat that you're sitting in. Just notice how it feels, how soft or hard it is, whether it's cool or warm. Now I want you to imagine being tempted to have a cigarette. And I want you to imagine saying no to that thought. And as you say no, that red comes flooding back into your mind, bringing with it all those wonderful feelings. And those wonderful feelings are because It feels that good to be a non-smoker. Now, I want you to imagine someone else offering you a cigarette. And as soon as they offer that cigarette, that red comes flooding into your mind. And you say, no, thank you. And you notice how wonderful it feels to say no to that cigarette. And now I want you to notice that you don't even need to think of that red to feel that wonderful feeling. It's just there within you. Now imagine yourself at home of an evening, alone, maybe with a glass of wine, and the thought of a cigarette enters your mind. Now imagine just in your mind saying no and feeling that wonderful feeling wash over you. And notice how wonderful, how amazing it feels to just simply bat the thought away. That's it. And of course, now that you're ready to be a non-smoker for once and for all, you need to beware. You need to beware and not allow any other person, male, female, family member, friend, neighbour, co-worker, anyone at all, to try either directly or indirectly to trick you or manipulate you into that stupid old smoking habit. Beware and don't allow any situations, whether they're calm and tranquil, or nervous and stressful, or rushed, to try and trick you or manipulate you back into that old habit again. Most important of all, you must not allow any thoughts, either yours or someone else's, from the past, present, or ever to arrive in your future, to try and trick you or manipulate you back into that stupid smoking habit again. You will now beware and be aware of any and all possible persons, situations, or thoughts that could try to trick you. And you will never need to smoke again, because you are now in control of your own life and your own behaviour. I'm going to ask you for your word of honour. I'm going to ask you to make a promise to yourself and to the universe and to your family, to all of those you hold dear. And I'm going to ask you to nod to give your agreement to these statements. Will every part of your mind and body now make a promise to work with you in allowing you to become a non-smoker now and forever? Good. May I now have your word of honour, your promise, that you will never again allow cigarettes to control your life? Fantastic. Will you now give me your word of honour, your promise, that you will never again take a single puff, drag or draw from a cigarette, roll up, ever again? Good. Thinking of that colour red, that beautiful, bright, vibrant colour red that you had before. Each and every time you now see the colour red, whether consciously or unconsciously, your desire and determination to remain a non-smoker can and will be growing stronger. Now you'll not need to look for the colour red, but you'll just notice it automatically. It will be bright and sharp and clear to you. Each and every time you see the colour red, consciously or unconsciously, your desire and determination to remain a non-smoker for the rest of your life can and will keep growing stronger and stronger and stronger. Each and every suggestion I have given you here today will continue to work more effectively every time you see the colour red. Every time you see the colour red. So Lorna, today you did not come here just for help with your cravings and just for help to stop smoking. That's your conscious perception. You thought you came here today to stop smoking, but I have to tell you that that's not the real reason that you're here with me today. And you have to be aware of the real reason that you're here with me today. And that reason is not to stop smoking, but simply that you made a decision 5 days ago. You made a decision, and it's a final decision. It's a powerful decision. And within that decision, the smoking is going to stop. But the overall decision is that you finally decided to take back control of a part of your life that has been out of control. Listen to me very carefully. No one has the right to control you. Not your mother, your father, your partner, your doctor, your children. Nobody. Nobody else in this world has the right to control you. That right was given to you when you were born, and nobody can take it away from you. But someone has been taking it away. And they took it away in such a seductive way that you became addicted to a poison. You became so addicted to a poison that all control over that addiction was taken away from you. Those arsehole tobacco manufacturers, those people have stolen that from you, and they have been poisoning you ever since. They don't have the right to poison you. And let me tell you something else. They don't smoke. They don't hire people who smoke. And they want you to live a long, long life. Because the longer you live, the more money they make. And what are they doing with your money? They're lying on their yachts, laughing at the money they're making as your lungs begin to deteriorate and corrode, and you get sicker and sicker. No, You've made the decision now to take back control of your life for once and for all. Those people can never control you again. And after this session is over, you may even wonder, you may even find yourself a little upset at our government that still allows these people to sell this poison in this country. But never again can it affect you. Never again can it hurt you. You're free now. You're going to stay free. And you're going to get healthier and more alive and more vibrant. And it will help you to know that you're free, to know that you can help other people even more. And you've done absolutely brilliantly today. You are a non-smoker. And you will remain a non-smoker for the rest of your long, happy, healthy life. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. And when I get to 1, your eyes will open. And when they open, they're going to open into a new, exciting and wonderful world. The world of a non-smoker. And you're never going to look back. You're going to feel excited with every breath you exhale. You're going to blow out those toxins and poisons that have been in your body. And you're going to feel more alive every single day as your body grows stronger and stronger and more alive than you ever thought possible. Five, you are becoming an inspiration to men and women alike. 4, it's beginning to feel as though you've discovered something truly wonderful. This is your discovery, and it can be shared by you in any way you choose. 3, feeling those last moments have truly been one of the best investments of your life. 2, ready to take back control of your life for once and for all. 1, eyes open, fully alert and feeling absolutely amazing.
Hello.
Right. No thinking. True or false? You are now a non-smoker.
True.
Good. Are you going to let cigarettes control your life?
Absolutely not.
Are you going to allow tobacco manufacturers and the government to get rich from you?
No.
And what are you going to do if someone offers you a cigarette?
I'm going to tell them no, but I've got to just tell you, I don't even know at what point it was in all of that I had this visual come into my mind. You've seen Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know the bit at the end with the dude in the hallway with the tickets and the head shrinking?
Yes.
I've got a really beautiful visual of Boris Johnson with a tobacco pouch body having the head shrinking happen to him. And I know it sounds really daft, but I think that's probably something that's going to stay with me as like a, you know, a thing that I can see visually in my mind.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed that.
Just out of interest, how long do you think you were in for?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Go on, just give me a guess. How long did it feel?
10 minutes.
Okay, I put you in at about 1:45 and we're now past, so it's been 45 minutes.
Oh my God. Wendy, that's bonkers.
I know.
Wow. That does not feel like 45 minutes. I'm surprised I didn't fall asleep, mate, to be honest.
As I said, this, you know, it's the methods that I use, they're not passive at all. You were fully participating all the way through that.
That's crazy. I can't believe that. 45 minutes.
When I put this up online, you'll be able to see watch yourself back, and you'll see how long, and you'll be able to see yourself nodding and speaking to me. And I was doing what's called idiomotor responses, so asking you to indicate with fingers and thumbs.
Yeah.
And you were doing all of that.
Wow. That's really strange.
How are you feeling right now?
All right. I feel all right. I feel pretty good, actually.
Good. Ready to face the world as a non-smoker?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for giving up an hour and a half of your Sunday morning to help me with this.
That's quite all right. Thank you very much for allowing me to record it.
Well, I mean, it's totally worth it for the things I feel like I've got out of it. You're so clever.
Do you know what? You did all the work. I tell people that I'm a bit like a sat nav. So you know how you program your sat nav. Say, I want to go here. So your sat nav today is, I want to go to non-smoking.
Yeah.
I want to go to get rid, to that destination where I don't think about it anymore. And all I've done is go, yeah, turn left here, turn right there, over the next roundabout.
Yeah.
But actually, you're the person that's driving. You're the one that's in the driving seat. You're the one that's actually doing all the work.
I've never been that convinced of that either, to be honest. So maybe that's quite a big part of it for me, you know, reminding me that actually I'm the driver.
You are the driver. You are absolutely the driver. And just like you can ignore a sat nav, you can ignore, whatever anybody says to you.
Yeah.
Or any outside influences. It's entirely up to you whether or not you take that instruction.
Mm.
And you are in control. You are fully in control.
Yeah, I feel like it too.
Good. My work here is done.
Thank you so much. I've had this real kind of resistance. I've been wanting to do it and I've been fully wanting to do it, but I've had this real kind of feeling of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of don't feel that now.
No.
Which is pretty massive, really.
Yeah. Your subconscious, unconscious mind is a big part of that. And we've worked with the part of your mind that was causing the resistance. And that part of your mind is now working with the rest of your mind towards a healthier, happier you. It's been given a new goal.
Yeah.
So
and I do
you
feel
won't find any resistance now.
I feel like there's resistance between my conscious and my subconscious a lot of the time. So that's really nice. Really nice to know that that's where you're going in.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, thank you so much, Wendy. Thank you.
So that was a full quit smoking session. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments or questions for me, please leave them below. Alternatively, you can contact me on my website, which is www.veilhypnosis.co.uk. I also have Facebook and Instagram pages, which I can be contacted through. So, as I said, I hope you enjoy that, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Wendy, and this is Veil Hypnosis.